right? Now let me see whether I can actually build this, and you will notice that the build is quite successful. Very lucky me. And I will also know that this main game project, which I should actually set as a startup project as well, right, if possible. Now this main project, the reference, I need to ask it to reference the SpriteSheet runtime. So I'll add reference and I'll go to the project and I'll select SpriteSheet runtime. That's it, right? Now then after that, anything else that I need to improve on? Well, yes, as mentioned, that these class files that I have created inside the SpriteSheet pipeline is to pipe in all the images with the help of the XML file. So where is the XML file? The XML file is located inside the content project of the main game project, and if you check out the properties, right, it's compile, do not copy, everything's still the same thing compared to here. If I take a look at this one, right, you notice that it is also showing the same thing, right? Compile, do not copy, but the last part here, content processor, right? So the content processor is that I'm going to select something like seems like it's not here yet, right? Notice that there's no selection for it, so I need to go. The reason why no selection is because it needs to have a reference, but the reference must belong to the content project. So the reference, if you take a look, right, I need to go and add reference to the SpriteSheet pipeline. Okay, so I select the OK button, and right now I go for the properties for the SpriteSheet.xml, and right now I should have the selection, which I hope I have. None yet. None means that I need to build this SpriteSheet pipeline first. Come back to here. Please don't make me cry. Recording is very painful. Okay, so I got it. SpriteSheet processor. So I'll just click save, and that's it. So I will actually try to go and do a proper rebuild of the solution to see whether there's any problem, and notice that all the rebuilding part is a-okay. So right now I want to animate the Ninja Turtle whacking something with his sword inside my emulator. So it's time for me to focus on the code, right? I've already prepared the environment, I hope, right? So you see the code, right? If you take a look at the fields region here, there are several variables that are needed, and the most important variable is the SpriteSheet class, as mentioned. So in other words, this SpriteSheet variable, eventually, if I will be tested to draw this out, what is SpriteSheet, I will say that it is this. Okay, I will say that it is this. So I will need this variable badly, right? Without this variable, there's no way I can actually do any animation myself. And of course, I'm going to put it right here. Hello code. Now, then after that, it says that what is a SpriteSheet class. So I need to go and add a namespace here. Right? So the namespace is using SpriteSheet runtime, semicolon, and by right, yes. Right now the Visual Studio.net understand what I'm trying to say. So the next thing is that I'm going to omit the font part. I'm going to omit the texture 2D part because I just want to learn how to go and animate SpriteSheet. Okay. So there are several other variables that I missed out earlier. One of them is called RenderTarget 2D. You notice that it is actually wrapped by this if and if thing. Now, why got this Windows Phone? It seems like a variable here. Initially, I didn't know, but eventually when I take a closer look on the properties of this project, which is done by the developer, okay, you'll notice that it will have some kind of let me take a look. Okay, notice that, right, it will have certain variables here indicating like Windows Phone. Let me see, is this one? Maybe I've done wrongly. Okay, SpriteSheet pipeline, I need to go and select the game project. I think I point to the wrong project. Okay, so this is the game project, right? Then if I actually right click and I go for the properties, right, you see under the build option, notice that there's this thing called the conditional compilation symbol, Windows _ phone. It means that if I want to go and build this game for Windows Phone, then the Visual Studio.net will also use this code, right? What code was that? Let me see, I missed out. The code was this one here. See that here, right? In other words, if this project is compiled to be run on a Windows emulator or Windows Phone platform, Windows Phone emulator or Windows Phone platform, this variable is needed. So of course, for my case is that it's XNA in Windows Phone environment. Happily, I will just copy this code and I will put it here. Yes, welcome RenderTarget variable. And what is it for? It is really needed by our graphic variable sooner or later. Okay, now what else do I need? You'll notice that these are some of the standard code. These are some of the standard code that I found quite useful, which is also for the Windows Phone. So where am I going to place it? I'm going to place it somewhere here, right in the initialization code, the constructor. Okay, now let's take a look further. Besides that, are there any other things? Notice that at the initialization section, this code is definitely not going to be ignored because it is for the Windows Phone, right? Render target. So the graphic device will render to this target at the height of 800, width of 480, something like this, right? So this one is actually at the initialization part, and I'm going to paste it in, right? Now then after that, what is next? Load content. Oh boy, this one is very important. I always get this wrong all the time, especially when I'm teaching. Not when I'm recording with one big burger in front of me and with one TV showing Korean drama, so I'm a happy man. So right now I'll just copy this one and I will actually put it down here, right? Load content. I want to go and load SpriteSheet. Now what is this SpriteSheet? It is the asset name of the XML file, right? If you take a look, this is the XML file, right? And let's have a look at the asset name. You notice that the asset name is actually by default SpriteSheet, right? Okay, so this will load the SpriteSheet, and this is actually the class for it. So in other words, after loading, right, this variable will have the capability of coming up or pack all the loaded images. The XML file will point to these 6 images, right? The 6 images that has been indicated here, right? These are the 6 images, right? So the XML file will point to all these 6 images, but this nice little class here will actually pack them up into something as what I'm showing here. Okay, right? So right now, anything else? Okay, where's the draw part? Okay, this, oh no, this is my project. What is his project? Okay, the draw part. Now the draw part is that I need to go and start understanding which one am I supposed to need. This is where I will start to get the game time and the graphic device and begin the sprite patch drawing and all this stuff. So I'm going to put it down here. Right, then after that, let me see. I don't want this. I don't have a cat, so sorry. And this is actually the animation frame. So of course I will put it in here. If it is wrong, then I will just start deleting them. Okay, so I'll paste it down here. And then the animation, why is it complaining? Okay, never mind. IGNORE, ignore first. This one, what is glow index? Of course, this one is to actually start counting the images, right, during animation. So this one, and mine is definitely not glow one. Mine is something to do with, let me double check. Mine is something to do with Leo attack B001. So this is what I'm going to do, right? Okay, you see how easy it is. Honestly, I had a lot of problems doing this one before I had the confidence of doing this video sharing. Okay, and what is this? This one is actually some kind like a glow in, is to modify the index. Okay, right, so that the animation changes. And this one is the drawing part, and this one is end of draw. So I like it, and I'm going to put it down. Right now, what is the next thing that I would like to consider? Notice that this is actually the base.draw, and this is the default code. So that's it. I think I have already done all that is needed, and right now it is just putting my fingers crossed. Okay, so I right click and I will rebuild solution. rebuild and pray, hoping that it will work. Come on, right? VisualStudio.net. We have been friends for quite some time. You see, right now it's in the evening time and I'm spending time with you. You should appreciate it. Rebuild succeed. Okay, good. My rebuild is succeeded. So right now I will right click on this one and I will actually start deploying and hope for the best. Right? Too bad the microphone or the Camtasia cannot record the smile that I put on my face right now. Right, then after that I'll go for this. This is my first SpriteSheet experiment. Come on. Oh my god. Oh my goodness. You notice that there's animation there? Yes, there is indeed animation there, right? I can see some animation there, okay? But seems like it stopped. Right. So in other words that I have done some pretty hard work and somehow or the other the animation stopped somewhere, and I hope that I can actually try to go and find out what has really happened. Oh, I understand. 7. Oh yes, 7 is not my number. My number is 6. Why? Because I only got 6 images, but his sample, if you recall, he has 7 bubbles and I have 6 ninja turtles only. Okay. Well, thank goodness I can still remember what has happened. I didn't rebuild yet. Sorry, I should rebuild. Then I should, after rebuilding, then I will deploy. Okay. Deploy succeeded. So I will start testing out again. So I hope this sharing session will help. I hope you all understand that experimenting XNA samples or any other samples shared by good developers in the internet really requires patience. I understand that we all actually try to do things that make sense and we stop doing it when it doesn't make sense, but we still need to explore so that we can start fitting up all the jigsaw puzzles and things will make sense. Right, we can't get things make sense with our limited knowledge. We just need to keep on experimenting and experimenting. The reason why I want to say this is because I would like to go and tell you that okay, this is the App Hub, right? App Hub actually shows the SpriteSheet sample, and this is also another website which is actually under the website name called www.berecursive.com, and it also shares the SpriteSheet basics. When I went through the code here, the concept is the same, but the technique is how they all play with the code. The technique is really different, but worth learning. Okay, you notice that this one does not use the samples the sample projects that was shared by the developer inside the App Hub, but it still serves the same purposes. So there are 2 versions. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you for your time. Happy learning, and be the power with you.